So here we are trying out the brand new PSSR update rather, to the PS5 Pro. Right now I'm on quality with PSSR enabled, and just so that we can verify that it's still enabled, go back to the settings here, options, there we go. Now, I will be honest, I expected it to be more akin to something like Stellar Blade or even like Final Fantasy Rebirth, where it was like you use PSSR to get quality at 60 FPS by enabling PSSR. However, it doesn't seem like that. It just seems like it's more of a like an anti-aliasing solution, and as opposed to like a proper use of the upscaling option. If you see what I'm trying to say, because right now this is still running at 30 FPS. I can feel it. Um, in quality mode. Don't get me wrong, game looks great. It's just here's my example. I don't really need PSSR for the game to look like this. Check it out. Which is why I'm a little bit confused as to why they implemented it this way. So check it out. So, well, first of all, let's read it. Use an AI-based upscaler to enhance game visuals. Enhance game visuals. Produces a higher quality image from a lower quality source. Of course, we know this. Now, turn it off. Keep it at quality. And quite frankly, everything looks similar to me. In fact, I actually feel like it's more snappy. Like, it's snappier when I have it off. Um, in terms of latency, is what I'm talking about. If anything, I honestly think that quality without PSSR looks better. Doesn't mean that PSSR is bad. I don't want to get that, that idea out there, because that's not what I'm saying. It's just that it really does just feel like you know, Ubisoft did a great job with their upscaler. Now, I will say as I'm turning, I can kind of see a little bit of fuzzies in the grass, a little pixelation going on. So let's see if that changes when I turn PSSR back on. Keep in mind, we're still at quality right now. Turn it on. And then I will try, balance mode and performance here in a second, just to kind of get an idea. Okay, so as I was saying, yeah, the latency definitely feels different when I turn it on. It just seems like, but I will say this. Okay, shout out to the PSSR. I'm seeing something different here. The fuzzies that I just mentioned, like the pixelation in the grass, that's no longer there. And I think that's where PSSR excels. I noticed that in Alan Wake 2 in movement, it definitely excels. It keeps a more stable image is what I'm trying to get at. Definitely. Okay, that's impressive. I didn't notice that until just now. Okay. But I will say the latency, I'm definitely noticing more latency when I move pan, left to right, as opposed to when I'm using it without. Okay, that's pretty cool actually. Not that crazy of a upgrade like I expected, however. I was hoping for a, use PSSR to have quality at 60 kind of thing. But in movement though, I will say it is impressive. Okay. Now, let's not waste time here. Let's go ahead and try. Let's go back. Let's keep PSSR on, and then let's do balanced. Actually, you know what? Before I do balanced, how about this? Let's go to performance. Let's do that. Apply. Reload, and let's try that. And I'm going to do off, PSSR off, and then PSSR on, obviously. So just so we can all see what's going on here. So of course, this mode, performance mode, is 60 FPS. Okay. I will say, one thing I noticed from when I initially used performance mode on the PS5 Pro is that the character models, especially hair, I mean, the hair still doesn't look that great in performance mode, but the character models were definitely not as great as quality mode, put it that way. And right now, I'm not sure if it's the PSSR doing this, but it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Obviously, this is running at 60, so a lot of people would prefer this, you know, a nice 60 FPS cap. It tries to maintain 60 as best as possible, and to me, I really can't tell a difference. But then again, I do have a pretty good TV. I have a LG C3 OLED, and of course, you know, I have VRR, 120 hertz refresh rate, so if there's any dips, I tend to not notice it. I'm just gonna walk around here for a bit. This game is absolutely beautiful, though. And keep in mind, we do have PSSR on right now. Nakayama Peak. I love this game, man. Alright, let's see. Alright, now let's go ahead and turn PSSR off. Go back here. Off. Alright. Now, obviously, when it's off, you're using Ubisoft's solution for upscaling. I'm not sure if it was. I can't remember what it was, but it's their version, and their upscaling version, their method, I think is really good. But yeah, in motion, I'm not sure if it comes across on video that well, but in motion, if you look at the grass, it's a lot fuzzier. But as soon as PSSR is enabled, it's just a better image. Now, it's just the same thing. It's that latency. I can feel it. As soon as I turn off PSSR, it's like it's so much smoother in motion. Like panning the camera left to right. But yeah, you can like see the fuzzies. Like just look at that. I'm not sure if it comes across very well on camera, but look at the grass. I'll try to go slow here. There's like a pixelation going on. It's not a stable image when you look at the grass. Zoom in a little bit. And then you turn PSSR back on. Trying not to make this a very long video for you guys. Let's get back here. Zoom back in. Look at that. The grass is stable, the shimmering stops. That's impressive. I will say, PSSR has come a long way from its first implementation. You know, what, 6 months ago now? 5 months? 6 months? I can't wait to see, you know, as time goes on, how it can evolve and get even better. Because I really do think it's going to pull a DLSS 1 to DLSS 2 style of getting, you know, so much better, especially as it learns and gets fed data with all these new game releases and time goes on. I truly believe PSSR is something that's going to be very incredible in the future. Even for right now, being such a new tech, it's doing pretty damn good of a job. But yeah, I'm impressed. Now let's go to the balanced mode, balanced option. We're gonna do PSSR off. Now I do know with balance they changed, you know, the quality level of it. So now you do get ray trace specular highlights everywhere, as a reflections as well as opposed to where it was only in the quality mode. So now that is something they added back because it actually was initially in it until the first patch. It's back, which is great. So it's closer to, you know, the quality mode, balance mode now, which is great because now I'm probably going to play it at balance. I've been playing at quality, which is 30 FPS. I know, crazy, but I love me some good graphics. But yeah, I can tell it looks, you know, better. Like the hair, you know, so it looks better than performance. Because performance was just like a blob, a black blob. Yeah, I like it. Now let's turn PSSR on. Yeah, that latency, you can just feel it, man. But walk through here. Let's get out of here. I think every time I change it too, there's some like color banding going on. The scalars could just be like just how the game's interpreting color, but I think there is some color banding going on. You can kind of see it, like the haze from the sun. It's kind of red. Shouldn't be that color. At least I don't think it should. I think it's just because I'm changing upscalers so often. So let's give it a second here. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure what's going on. If you look over there, it's like kind of reddish, like hues. Not sure. That's the first time I've really seen that. I noticed it earlier in the video, but I thought it was just the game. Might not be. Might be because I'm changing upscalers so often. Like that rainbow banding. That's strange. I believe we have PSSR on right now. Yeah, I like it, man. 40 FPS mode. I do think it actually looks really good with PSSR. Yeah, I was a little bit skeptical at first, but PSSR in motion, just seeing how stable the image is, it's impressive. I'm impressed. Yeah, this is beautiful. So yeah, looks like I'll be playing it in this mode, balance mode. Let's give quality one last shout out before we end this video here. No need to turn it off as we started the video with that. I will say I do have this game on PC, on my RTX 3080, and I'm not sure if it's my SSD or what, but it does tend to load faster into the game world, which is interesting because that was the whole thing with the PS5 being able to, be super quick, but it does load probably like 2 seconds faster. It's interesting. But yeah, here we have it. There's those banding again, the color bandings. I think it's just because I'm changing modes so often, or just how the sun's coming through. I do think it's changing scalars and modes frequently. But yeah, this is beautiful, man. This is how I played most of the game so far, quality mode. And right now we do have PSSR enabled. So again, in motion, more stable image. But yeah, that's the video, guys. I'm sure someone's going to go more in depth with it like Digital Foundry, but this is just your layman's version, your average gamer version, just so you guys can kind of see how everything is. But yeah, quick little video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Be good to each other. Peace.